Wow, this channel is growing. So many thanks to all of you for continuing to share the messages. And hey, I put a link to my Twitter and my Gab below where DMs are open, so we can talk directly. And if you want to correspond, please consider giving me a follow there. I'd really appreciate it. So there's this thing I've been thinking about a lot on YouTube that I kind of wanted to discuss and use the comment section down below to hopefully harbor some good conversation to try and understand what is going on with the cringe economy on YouTube. You know, it's a complex economy, and while I would say that in general, ponage channels have kind of gone the way of the fidget spinner, demand for cringe has never really diminished. It's just the way that we consume it, I think, that has changed. From a financial standpoint, as an investor, I think there's in general an ever-changing supply of cringe with three gold standard lol cows that are worth giving respect to, because I think without them, the bottom would fall out of the cringe market. I'm not exactly sure how channels like mine might survive in the meantime. The first and most prominent is, of course, Stephen Shives. The man continues to be a solid 10-to-1 return on advertising spend, return on investment for YouTubers. And, you know, he's an interesting case. He's got over 50,000 subscribers of his own, but really struggles to even get over 2,000 views per video. In the past 90 days, his most popular video reached just 15,000 views. And response videos to Steve Shives continue to rack up views in the 100,000s. Therefore, you know, Steve continues to be a solid investment for for people looking to consume cringe or to consume purveyors of said cringe. With response videos to Shives reaching as high as there's some with 500,000 views. Amazing, amazing. I don't think there'll ever be another Steve Shives out there. Then we have Christy Winters, who's also a gold standard in the cringe market, and an anomaly, really, with generating views normally in just a few hundred. For her roughly 5,000 subscribers, it's rare for her to even crack over 1,000 views. Unless she mentions bearing in the title. And she's very solid in this economy of cringe. And nobody here, these people are to be respected and revered. Please don't send any hate their way unless it's just words of encouragement and adulation for continuing to prop up the market here on YouTube. And there's actually a third star I see a lot of lately. One that continues to go strong, continue to be a good investment of your time, and that is Kevin Logan, somebody who has just 5,000 subscribers, very, very rarely reaching more than 1,000 views per video, but produces some of the best memeable content on the entire website. You know, most people's response videos to him, many of them are out there deep in the six-figure views. And and there's even some that have 500,000 views when Sean Hedder, Armored Skeptic, decide to respond to allegations from Kevin. So, I mean, these three really are your gold standard, your government bonds of cringe on YouTube. But, you know, in general, I think the market is definitely depressed. I mean, if you look at someone like Cat Black, she hasn't uploaded in several months. And for a channel with 130,000 subscribers, she struggles to ever break 10,000. Lacey Green has been busy doing other things outside of YouTube, but she hasn't uploaded in 3 months. And while her cringe levels are down, she always used to be a solid purveyor of cringe. Francesca Ramsey has only uploaded basically one video per month, as she's busy working on her soon-to-be canceled Comedy Central show. And someone like Milo Stewart, which used to be a very solid purveyor of cringe, has run out of ideas. Her latest video is simply her reacting to her most popular video. I'm not sure what's going on with our cringe economy here. Even someone who like Anita Sarkeesian is, by my best description, is completely irrelevant nowadays. If her spat with Sargon at VidCon hadn't happened, it would probably have marked well over a year since I even heard her name. And as someone who has a channel with over 250,000 subscribers, she also struggles to get even more than a few thousand views per video. Now, my question is clearly, the bell cows of cringe have moved somewhere or simply given up. What have they done? Where have they gone? Have they returned back to Twitter and Tumblr? It's hard to say. And the channels that relied most heavily on cringe have had to adapt. I think channels that have done a great job adapting are channels like Bearing or Sargon of Akkad, who made their bones, kind of memeing on people, and that's what I've done early in my channel. But I hope to follow suit as somebody who can deliver cringe and commentary on cringe in a more nuanced way. Channels like Andy Worski and the Worski brothers basically survived on Francesca Ramsey, and now that she's gone, I don't know what they're going to do. It seems like they've gotten kind of stale, and while I appreciate both of them, they're going to have to adapt or be forgotten as relevant channels here on the platform. I definitely think there's some solid sleepers out there, but the question is, where have they gone? I think it's worth noting that I think the YouTube community has a way of maturing over time. And as purveyors of cringe, of consumers of cringe, we've kind of started to demand a little more of our content creators. Sorry, my kitty's demanding attention. We've started to kind of demand a little bit more nuanced takes. Gone are the wrecked feminist type videos that used to get millions of videos or views, and the thug life type videos of guys like Milo or Ben Shapiro or Jordan B. Peterson. And I think they've been replaced with people that still look at these kind of crazy far left ideas, or even far right. I mean, let's be honest, Alex Jones can be a very memeable at times as well. And people are just demanding more of their content creators, and the cringe economy is always going to be strong on YouTube. But us as creators, I think, have to continue to up our game. And I hope that my channel can continue to be one of those channels that presents cringe in a very nuanced way. I want to be the Gordon Ramsay of cringe, not the McDonald's of cringe. See, McDonald's serves a very important need. It serves a very real need of society. And I think there are a lot of McDonald's type YouTube channels that served a purpose. You get entertained by these cringe compilations, and they're only skin deep, right? You can only watch so many cringe compilations before you're like, well, is this person? I mean, what am I really watching here? Just supercut, and while they're good, wrecked feminist videos was one of my earliest favorite channels, and Thug Life videos. Although I prefer Thug Life cat videos more than Thug Life like Milo or Shapiro videos. I think as we continue to grow and mature as a consumer base here on YouTube, I think it makes content better. I think you're going to see more intellectual people far more intelligent than I, continuing to use the main ingredient in all of our recipes, many of our recipes, and that is cringe, but applying a more intellectual approach to it. Jordan Peterson got famous interacting with some cringy far left college liberals, but the reason he has, he's Mr. Patreon, making an inordinate amount of earning an inordinate amount of money on Patreon, not making, is because the guy had some substance, something to offer. Cringe is a great stepping off point, but I think you have to have something unique to say after you grab somebody's attention. Now, is this the end of an era for YouTube? Will we lose the cringe supercuts? No, I don't think so. But people like, Paul Joseph Watson, who grew in popularity memeing on content, he's got to up his game if he wants to stay relevant. And you need to look at who's doing really well on YouTube and see, and it's obvious who's adapting, who's adding something unique, and who's just staying the same person. And that's something I hope to continue to do. And I don't think it's the end of an era. I think there's a whole new class of cringe that we're just unaware of. I think a lot of the cringe content on YouTube has been hiding in podcast form. I think there's a lot of cringe casts out there that I've been subjecting myself to over the past couple of weeks. And I think some sleeper investment picks, people often say, if I would have just invested in Apple, or if I would have invested in Google, I think there's some real cringe wins out there. I think Eli Bosnick and Thomas Smith are high yield cringe investments. And I'm hoping that the comment section down below, outside of having a real conversation about how the shift in how we consume cringe has happened, but hopefully you'll all leave a few nuggets down below, and we can all find a little more cringe to add into our special recipes here. And if you made it to the end of this, I want to thank you for everyone continuing to share my videos out there. Most of them get demonetized immediately and thus often don't find themselves in the YouTube algorithm as easily. And it's meant a lot that this channel's continued to grow. It means, I've had many YouTube channels over the years, and this is by far the one I've been the most passionate about. So thank you all for continuing to be here. And I really look forward to interacting with you on Twitter and in the comment section down below. Hopefully we'll talk to you again real soon.